Life doesn't always go as planned. We face setbacks and challenges, and sometimes we feel like we've lost our way. But here's the truth. No matter where you are right now, you have the power to rebuild yourself. You can start fresh, create new habits, and take control of your future. It's not about waiting for the perfect moment or wishing things were different. It's about deciding today that you're ready to make a change. In this audiobook, we're going to dive deep into how you can rebuild yourself, not just in the way you look or what you do, but in the way you think, feel, and approach your life. You'll get practical advice, steps you can take right now, and the motivation to keep going, even when it feels tough. You don't have to be stuck in the past or in your mistakes. This is your chance to start over, to take what you've learned and turn it into something that moves you forward. So if you're ready to transform your life, develop discipline, and build a future you're proud of, stay with me. This is the beginning of something powerful. Let's get started. Chapter 1. Unlocking your power. The secret starts with you. When you hear the words unlock your power, you might think of some grand mystical process, something complicated that only a select few can tap into. But here's the truth. The power you're seeking is not out there in the world, waiting for you to discover it. It's not hidden in some secret book, or waiting for the right teacher or perfect opportunity to fall into your lap. The real secret is that the power to change, to improve, to rebuild yourself is already within you. Right now, in this very moment, you have everything you need. It's already inside you, sitting quietly, waiting for you to tap into it. And the first step in unlocking that power is realizing you've been carrying it all along. When you start to believe in your own ability to change your circumstances, that's when real transformation begins. Think about it for a moment. How many times have you been told that success, happiness, or fulfillment is just around the corner? How often have you looked for answers outside yourself, believing that the key to your life's success was in someone else's hands? The truth is, the world tells you that you need something outside of you: money, connections, resources. But what you need more than anything is the understanding that the power is in your hands. Once you realize this, you'll see how it changes everything. You see, unlocking your power doesn't require a massive life-altering event. It doesn't require a miracle or a special kind of talent. What it does require is a decision, a commitment to take control. This is the moment you say to yourself, I am the one responsible for the life I create. When you do this, your perception of life shifts. You stop blaming circumstances, other people, or the world at large for your struggles. Instead, you become the architect of your own future. It's easy to get lost in the idea that the world is against you, that the deck is stacked, and that there's no way forward. But that's just a story you've been telling yourself. And it's a story that can be rewritten. It's time to stop living under the belief that you are at the mercy of forces outside of your control. You are the one who determines what happens next. Once you grasp this, your potential becomes limitless. Think about the times in your life when you felt stuck, whether it was in your career, relationships, health, or personal growth. We've all had moments where it felt like we were standing still, watching life pass us by. But when you truly understand that you hold the power to make different choices, you realize that stuck is only a state of mind. You're not stuck unless you believe you are. You're not powerless unless you allow yourself to be. The power to change, to rebuild, and to move forward is within you right now. Now you might be wondering, okay, I get it. But how do I actually unlock this power? The answer is simple. It starts with mindset. It starts with a shift in the way you think about yourself and your life. If you continue to see yourself as a passive participant in your own story, waiting for something outside of you to change, you'll always feel stuck. But the moment you realize that you have the ability to create change through your thoughts, beliefs, and actions, everything begins to shift. You see, everything begins with belief. You have to believe that you're capable of more than your current circumstances. You have to believe that no matter what has happened in the past, your future is yours to shape. This doesn't mean ignoring the reality of the struggles you've faced or pretending that life is perfect. It means choosing to believe that you have the strength, the resilience, and the ability to rise above those challenges. The next step is accepting full responsibility for where you are right now. This might sound a bit harsh, but it's crucial. When you take responsibility for your life, every single part of it, you stop looking for excuses and you stop blaming anyone or anything else. The moment you do this, you start to gain control, and control is power. When you take responsibility, you're no longer a victim. You're a creator. You can look at your current situation, however difficult it may be, and say, I may not be able to control every external factor, but I can control how I respond. I can control the actions I take, the decisions I make, and the path I choose. This mindset is liberating, and it's where your power begins to unfold. The good news is that once you start seeing yourself as the creator of your own destiny, you'll begin to recognize the opportunities around you. They've always been there, but now you'll have the mindset to see them. Whether it's taking action toward a new goal, improving a skill, or simply making better decisions, you'll start noticing ways you can change your life every single day. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment to act. The perfect moment will never come. The best time to begin is always now. The moment you decide to take action, even small steps, you start to build momentum. And with momentum comes progress. And with progress comes transformation. It's important to realize that unlocking your power is not about waiting for external forces to align. It's about realizing that you are the one who holds the key. You are the one who can take control of your circumstances and create the life you've always wanted. No one else can do that for you. It's up to you. If you want to rebuild yourself, the first thing you have to do is make the decision to take charge. The decision to take full responsibility for your life, to believe in your ability to change, and to take action every single day toward your goals. You might not have all the answers right now, and that's okay. No one does, but you do have the power to decide that from this point forward, you're going to be the one who shapes your future. I want you to take a moment right now and think about your life. Where do you feel stuck? Where do you want to improve? What changes would you like to make? And more importantly, how can you take responsibility for those areas of your life and start moving forward today? The truth is, the moment you make that decision, the power begins to unlock. You are no longer a passive observer of your life. You are the creator. You are the one who gets to decide how your story unfolds. So from this point on, remember the secret to unlocking your power is within you. It always has been. Stop looking outside of yourself for answers. Stop waiting for someone to hand you the magic key. The key is already in your hands. It always has been. And as you begin to take ownership of your life, as you begin to believe in your ability to change, you will start to see just how much power you have to rebuild yourself and transform your future. Chapter 2. The vision that powers your journey. What are you really capable of? Right now, if you can't see where you want to go, you'll never get there. Your journey to rebuilding yourself begins with this one crucial element, knowing what you want and what you're capable of. Now, I'm not talking about some vague idea of success or a wishful thought about your future. I'm talking about a clear, specific vision for your life, one that's so real to you that it feels like it's already happening. You have to be able to see it in your mind before you can bring it to life. If you don't have that vision, you're just drifting. You're letting life happen to you, rather than making life happen for you. The truth is, when you start to really focus on what you're capable of, everything changes. You stop underestimating yourself. You stop accepting mediocrity. You realize that you are capable of so much more than you ever gave yourself credit for. This isn't about dreaming big, just for the sake of it. This is about tapping into your full potential. This is about acknowledging that you have a level of greatness within you that's waiting to be unlocked. And it starts with creating a vision that's big enough to drive you every day. It's time to stop settling for what's comfortable and start aiming for what's possible. When you look at your life right now, where are you playing small? What's that one thing you've always wanted to achieve, but have been too afraid to try? That's your vision, and it's waiting for you to step up and claim it. But here's the kicker: you have to believe in it. You have to truly believe that you're capable of achieving what you set out to do. If you're constantly doubting your potential, you'll never give yourself the permission to reach for greatness. Think about the most successful people you admire. What do they all have in common? They have vision. They have a clear picture in their minds of where they want to go, and they pursue it relentlessly. And here's the thing, you're no different. You can create that same level of success for yourself. It's all about vision. It's all about seeing what's possible and deciding that you're going to make it a reality. Now, I know it's easy to say, just have a vision, but how do you actually go about creating one that's powerful enough to keep you going on the toughest days? Well, it starts by tapping into what really excites you, what fuels you, and what drives you forward. It's about sitting down and asking yourself, what would I love to achieve? And I'm not talking about what others expect from you. I'm talking about the things that truly light you up from within. When you can see the end result, feel it, and know what it would mean for your life, that vision becomes the thing that pulls you toward it. One of the biggest mistakes people make is that they don't have a specific enough vision. They say they want to be successful or happy. But what does that even look like? Success means different things to different people. For some it's financial freedom. For others it's health, relationships, or personal growth. But if you don't define what success means for you, it will always be a moving target. That's why it's so important to get crystal clear on what you want. When you know exactly where you're headed, every action you take can be aligned with that goal. But here's the hard truth. Creating a vision is just the first step. Without the belief that you can achieve it, it will remain nothing more than a dream. If you don't believe in your ability to achieve something, you won't take the necessary steps to get there. You'll sabotage yourself before you even start. That's why belief is everything. You need to develop an unwavering faith in your own potential. You need to tell yourself, day in and day out, that you're capable of more. And even when doubts creep in, you need to remind yourself that you are worthy of that vision. You might be wondering how to actually build that belief. The answer is simple: by taking action. Every time you make progress toward your vision, no matter how small, you reinforce the belief that you can do it. Every step you take builds your confidence and your belief in your own abilities. If you're not taking action, you're not giving yourself the chance to prove to yourself that you can do what you set out to do. And don't let fear of failure hold you back. Failure isn't the end, it's part of the process. Every successful person has failed at some point. But they didn't let it stop them. Instead, they used it as fuel to keep going. When you're building your vision, failure will inevitably come. It's not about avoiding failure, it's about how you respond to it. When you fail, you learn. you grow, and you become stronger. The key is to keep moving forward, no matter what. So, let me ask you, what's your vision? What do you really want? What's the one thing that if you achieved it, would make you feel unstoppable? Take a moment to think about that. The clearer you get on your vision, the easier it will be to make decisions, to stay motivated, and to keep pushing forward even when things get tough. If you can see the end result in your mind, you'll have the strength to push through anything that comes your way. Your vision is the reason you'll get up every day and put in the work. But it's not just about having a vision, it's about living it. Your vision should be so real to you that it's more than just a picture in your mind. It should be a driving force in everything you do. Every action you take should be aligned with that vision. Your choices, your habits, and your mindset should all be working together to bring that vision to life. When you live your vision, it's not just something you want, it's something you're becoming. It's not a distant dream, it's your reality in the making. And here's where it gets really powerful. As you start to live your vision and take action toward it, you begin to see results. You start to see how capable you really are. You start to see that everything you need is already within you. It's not magic, it's not luck, it's simply the power of believing in yourself and taking consistent action toward your goals. That's how you rebuild yourself. That's how you become the person you were always meant to be. Your vision is the spark that will ignite the fire within you. When you have that vision, everything becomes clear. You stop wasting time on things that don't matter. You stop doubting yourself, and you start believing in your ability to make that vision a reality. It all begins with belief in your potential, and when you have that, there's nothing that can stop you. So, right now, I want you to take a moment and get clear on your vision. What do you really want for your life? What does success look like for you? Don't let fear or doubt hold you back. Don't let anyone tell you what's possible. You are the creator of your future. When you can see the vision in your mind and believe it's possible, you'll be amazed at what you can accomplish. And trust me, you are capable of far more than you realize. It's time to believe in your vision, believe in yourself, and make it happen. Chapter 3. Resilience. Turning life's hardest moments into your greatest strength. Life is going to throw punches. It's inevitable. But how you respond to those punches, how you react when things go wrong, is what's going to define you. Resilience is what makes the difference between those who rise and those who fall. The storms of life will always come. What will matter most is your ability to stand strong in the face of adversity. The people who succeed are not the ones who never fail. They're the ones who don't let failure stop them. They're the ones who know how to keep going, no matter how tough the road gets. If you're feeling beaten down right now, if life feels overwhelming, understand that what you're going through is building something inside of you. Resilience doesn't come from smooth roads or easy wins. It's built in the hardest moments of your life. The moments when you don't know how you're going to make it through, but you do anyway. The pain you feel right now, the struggle, it's all part of the process. It's the foundation of your growth. And here's the key. The more you push through, the stronger you become. Resilience is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. You see, what many people don't realize is that resilience isn't something you're born with. It's something you build. It's forged through experience. It's strengthened through setbacks. It's developed through every time life knocks you down, and you choose to get back up. The reason resilience is so powerful is that it allows you to rise, even when everything in you is telling you to quit. It makes you realize that the difficulties you face are not the end of the road. They're just the beginning of a new chapter. And when you get through the tough times, you look back and realize how much stronger you've become, how much more capable you are than you ever thought possible. It's important to remember that life doesn't care how you feel about the obstacles you face. They'll keep coming, whether you're ready for them or not. So what makes the difference? How do you move forward when it feels like you're stuck? How do you rebuild yourself when everything seems to be falling apart? The answer is in your mindset. When life hits you, you have two choices. You can let it defeat you, or you can choose to get stronger from it. Resilience comes from deciding that no matter what happens, you're going to keep going. But resilience isn't just about mental toughness, it's about perspective. How you view the struggles you face determines how you handle them. Instead of seeing setbacks as failures, you start to see them as lessons. Every challenge, every hardship is an opportunity for you to grow. When you face difficulty, you have the choice to either let it break you or use it as fuel to propel you forward. Every time you choose the latter, your resilience grows stronger. You begin to understand that life isn't happening to you, it's happening for you. Every tough moment is shaping you into the person you're meant to become. Think about the times in your life when things didn't go as planned. Maybe you lost something or someone important to you. Maybe you faced failure, rejection, or heartbreak. But here's the thing, you survived. You didn't give up, and if you look closely, you'll realize that those difficult moments shaped you in ways that good times never could. You became more resourceful. You learned to trust yourself more. You figured out what you were truly capable of. You discovered strengths you didn't know you had. That's what resilience does. It makes you stronger with every challenge. But the thing that most people get wrong about resilience is that it's not about being invincible. It's not about never feeling fear, never feeling doubt, or never feeling pain. Resilience isn't the absence of weakness. It's the ability to move forward in spite of it. It's the ability to keep going, even when your mind tells you to quit, even when your body feels exhausted, even when you don't know if you have the strength to face another day. Resilience is about embracing those moments of fear and uncertainty and deciding that you're going to move through them anyway. The good news is, you don't have to do it alone. You can build your resilience by surrounding yourself with the right people. People who support you, people who believe in you, people who will remind you that you're capable of overcoming whatever life throws your way. Find those people who lift you up, who challenge you to be better, and who encourage you when things get tough. These are the people who will help you rebuild yourself when you feel like you're falling apart. But you also have to remember that resilience comes from within. You can have all the support in the world, but if you don't believe in yourself, if you don't choose to keep moving forward, nothing will change. Resilience starts with the decision to keep fighting for your dreams, even when it seems impossible. It starts with the choice to keep taking one step forward, even when the path is unclear. And it's in those small, consistent steps that you'll build the foundation of your strength. And as you rebuild yourself, understand that resilience isn't something you achieve overnight. It's something that's built over time, with every challenge, every setback, and every success. The more you practice resilience, the easier it becomes to face whatever life throws at you. But you have to keep pushing. You have to keep showing up. Because the truth is, life doesn't get easier, you just get stronger. And with each day, with each challenge, you become the person you need to be to achieve your goals, to overcome your struggles, and to rise above it all. It's time to stop seeing obstacles as roadblocks and start seeing them as stepping stones. Every time you face adversity, you're given the opportunity to grow, to evolve, and to become the best version of yourself. That's the power of resilience. It allows you to take life's hardest moments and turn them into your greatest strengths. So the next time life knocks you down, don't stay there. Get back up. Keep moving forward. And remember, every setback is just another step toward your comeback. The resilience you build today will carry you through tomorrow's challenges. And each day, as you continue to rise, you'll see just how capable you really are. The more you rebuild yourself, the stronger you'll become. And as you do, you'll realize that no matter what life throws your way, you have the power within you to keep going, to keep growing, and to achieve everything you've ever dreamed of. Now take a deep breath, and know this: you are stronger than you think. Resilience is within you. It's time to tap into that strength and build a life you're proud of. Chapter 4. The Power of Small Daily Wins. How Tiny Habits Make Big Changes. It's easy to get caught up in the big dreams, the major milestones, and the long-term goals. But here's the truth. The life you want, the success you dream of, is not built by giant leaps. It's built by the little victories you achieve every single day. These small wins are the fuel that will keep you moving forward, even when the road gets tough. They add up in ways you can't even imagine. So, if you're waiting for a big moment to change your life, stop. Your life is changing right now, with every choice you make, every habit you form, and every small win you claim for yourself. Look at your day, every single day, and find the small victories. Maybe it's getting up 10 minutes earlier than usual. Maybe it's sticking to a new habit for just one more day. Or maybe it's having a conversation with someone that encourages you to keep going. These small moments might seem insignificant at first, but they hold so much power. They add up. They compound. Over time, these small wins start to stack, and before you know it, you've created an entirely new life for yourself. But here's the thing. It starts with you deciding to value those little moments. If you wait for a big breakthrough, you'll miss the beauty of what's happening right now. Every time you make the choice to do something positive, no matter how small, you're winning. Too often, we wait for a perfect time or a massive change. But let's be real, perfection doesn't exist, and big changes don't just happen overnight. It's the small things, the little decisions you make every day that create massive transformations over time. And here's why that matters. When you can see the power in these small daily wins, you can begin to build momentum. And when momentum starts building, it's like a snowball rolling down a hill, picking up speed and becoming unstoppable. The reason we underestimate small wins is because we're focused on the wrong things. We want to see big results right away. We want the quick fixes, the hacks, the shortcuts. But success doesn't work like that. Success isn't about getting everything right the first time. It's about making consistent progress, no matter how small, and letting that progress add up. You have to be patient with yourself, but also relentless in your pursuit of those small wins. The way you build your future is by focusing on today. When you take one small action today, you're already ahead of where you were yesterday, and that is progress. Now, I know some of you may be thinking that your small wins aren't enough, that you're not making a difference. But let me tell you this, what seems small today will lead to massive change down the road. It might feel like you're not getting anywhere, but if you just keep moving, if you keep stacking these wins, eventually the results will speak for themselves. Just like compound interest in a bank account, small daily efforts add up, and before you know it, you'll be looking back at everything you've accomplished. If you want to take control of your life and rebuild yourself, start small. Set realistic goals for today. Start with one simple action that you can commit to. Whether it's writing a page in your book, exercising for just 15 minutes, or cutting out one unhealthy habit, make today count. If you can win today, you've already won the battle. And tomorrow, when you win again, you'll feel more confident, more capable, and more driven to keep going. But here's what most people do. They get discouraged because they don't see immediate results. They want to change everything all at once. But that's not how it works. You can't run a marathon if you haven't walked a mile. The process of rebuilding yourself takes time, and those small wins are the bricks you're using to build the foundation. Think about it this way. When you're starting a new habit, it may feel like you're not getting anywhere. But after a few weeks of staying consistent, you'll look back and realize you've already accomplished more than you thought possible. One of the most powerful things you can do is set daily, achievable goals. And then as you hit those goals, celebrate. Don't skip this step. Too many people get so focused on the end result that they forget to acknowledge the progress they've already made. You're winning every time you make a positive choice. Every time you stay committed, you're moving closer to your bigger vision. The key is to take pride in those small wins, because they're the ones that are going to get you to where you want to be. I want you to think about the changes you want to make in your life. You might want to get healthier, build a successful career, or create better relationships. But no matter what your goals are, I guarantee you they won't happen overnight. It's going to take time, effort, and most importantly, consistency. It's those small wins, stacked on top of each other, that create a life of progress. Every day you commit to the small things, every day you take action, you're shaping your future. What's amazing about this process is that it's available to you right now. You don't need to wait for some big event or life-changing moment. You can start today. Choose one small thing to focus on and take action. Whether it's getting up earlier, eating a little healthier, or reading a book that will improve your mindset, do it today, and then do it again tomorrow. And the day after that. The more you commit to these small wins, the more you'll realize just how powerful they really are. They don't just add up, they compound. Every day you win, you're building the habit of success, and that momentum will eventually carry you to the bigger wins. But it starts right now, with a choice. Will you focus on today, on the small wins that you can accomplish right now? Will you commit to making progress, no matter how small it may seem? Because the truth is, the life you want is not in some distant future, it's in your actions today. Start small, win today, and keep building from there. The beauty of this is that you're in control. You don't need anyone's permission to start. You don't need to wait for things to be perfect. All you need is a commitment to making today count. So get out there, take action, and celebrate every small win along the way. Because those small wins are the foundation of everything you want to achieve. And once you start stacking them, you'll realize that you're already well on your way to rebuilding yourself and building the life you've always dreamed of. Keep moving forward, one small step at a time. You've got this. Chapter 5. Reprogramming your mind, letting go of negative thoughts. Every time you let go of the negative thoughts, you create room for something incredible to happen. It's not just about clearing out the old, it's about making space for the new, the better, the more powerful you that's waiting to emerge. You know, it's easy to get stuck in a loop of negative thinking. We all do it. We all have that inner critic that tells us we're not good enough, or that we're not capable of achieving our dreams. But here's the truth, that voice isn't you, it's just noise trying to hold you back. And if you don't challenge it, if you don't let go of those thoughts, they'll continue to control you, prevent you from moving forward, and keep you stuck where you are. Imagine what could happen if you let go of every single negative thought that has ever crossed your mind. Imagine how different your life would look. The truth is, every thought you have shapes your reality. If you're constantly thinking about what you don't want, whether it's failure, rejection, or fear, that's exactly what you're going to attract. But if you shift your focus, if you let go of the negativity and start thinking about what you want, about the possibilities that lie ahead, your world begins to change. And here's the key: it's not a one-time thing. Letting go of negative thoughts is a habit, a daily practice. Every time a negative thought pops up, you have the choice to replace it with a positive one. It's like training a muscle. The more you do it, the stronger you get. And the more you let go of negativity, the more you welcome in the positive, the empowering thoughts that are going to take you to places you've only dreamed of. But let me tell you something that might surprise you. Letting go of negative thoughts isn't just about thinking positive all the time. It's about recognizing those thoughts for what they are: temporary, fleeting, and ultimately powerless if you don't let them control you. When you feel that negativity creeping in, don't resist it. Don't beat yourself up for thinking those thoughts. Instead, simply acknowledge them and then choose to let them go. The key is awareness. When you become aware of the negative patterns in your mind, you can start to interrupt them. And once you've interrupted them enough times, you'll be amazed at how naturally the positive thoughts start to flow in. You won't have to try so hard. It becomes easier because you've built that mental muscle. What you think about yourself and your abilities matters. It shapes how you approach challenges, how you react to setbacks, and ultimately how successful you become. Negative thoughts drain your energy. They rob you of your potential. But when you replace those thoughts with positive, empowering beliefs, you activate your true potential. You start to believe in yourself, in your power to overcome any obstacle, to rise above any challenge. And that's when everything begins to shift. That's when you start seeing results. The reason this works is because of the simple law of attraction. The more you focus on the positive, the more you draw positive experiences into your life. The more you believe in your own capabilities, the more opportunities you see. But this doesn't happen overnight. It takes practice, patience, and persistence. Every time you catch yourself thinking negatively, use it as a cue to shift your focus. And over time, you'll begin to notice something remarkable. The negative thoughts that once held you back will start to fade into the background, replaced by a sense of possibility, confidence, and self-belief. But here's the truth: this isn't always easy. Letting go of negative thoughts is a challenge, especially when they've been with you for so long. But think of it this way: every time you let go of one of those thoughts, you're breaking a pattern. You're taking back control of your mind, your life, and your future. And the more you do this, the stronger you'll get. Soon you'll find yourself facing challenges with a sense of calm and confidence, because you've trained your mind to stay focused on the positive, even when the world around you seems chaotic. And don't think for a second that this is about ignoring your problems or pretending everything is perfect. It's not about denying reality. It's about shifting your perspective so that you see your challenges as opportunities for growth. You start to view setbacks as stepping stones, not roadblocks. You realize that every failure is just a lesson in disguise, and you use those lessons to build a stronger, wiser, more resilient version of yourself. Letting go of negative thoughts doesn't mean ignoring the tough stuff. It means choosing to focus on what you can control and what you can do to improve. Here's the deal: negative thinking can be incredibly seductive. It's easy to fall into the trap of feeling sorry for yourself, blaming others, or making excuses. But the moment you take responsibility for your thoughts, you take control of your life. You stop letting those negative patterns dictate your actions and start making conscious choices to create a better reality for yourself. And the more you do this, the more power you take back. You have to remember that you are not your thoughts. Your thoughts are just thoughts. They don't define who you are. What defines you is how you respond to those thoughts. You can choose to let them pass through your mind without holding on to them. You can choose to let go of the negative stories you've been telling yourself for years. And as you do that, you start to rewrite your own story. You start to become the person you've always wanted to be, the confident, empowered, and unstoppable version of yourself that you were always meant to be. So I want you to remember this: letting go of negative thoughts is not about being perfect, it's about progress. It's about showing up every day and making the conscious choice to shift your mindset. It's about building that muscle of positivity and resilience, and knowing that every small step you take brings you closer to the life you want. The more you practice this, the easier it gets. And over time, you'll look back and realize that the things that once held you back, the negative thoughts, the limiting beliefs, no longer have power over you. Because you've learned how to let them go, and in doing so, you've unlocked a new level of strength, confidence, and possibility. So let go. Let go of the negativity. Let go of the doubts, the fears, the insecurities. Let go of everything that's been holding you back. And make space for the new. Make space for the powerful, unstoppable version of you that's waiting to step into the world and make a difference. You've got this. And the more you let go of what no longer serves you, the more you'll see just how powerful and capable you truly are. Chapter 6. The discipline that drives success. Mastering consistency over motivation. Discipline isn't something you're born with. It's something you build, step by step, day by day, until it becomes a part of who you are. But here's the thing: discipline isn't about forcing yourself to do things you hate. It's about committing to the things that are going to get you where you want to go. It's about creating a routine, sticking to it, and pushing through when it's easier to quit. You see, most people think motivation is the key to success. They think that if they just feel inspired enough, they'll be able to take action. But motivation is unreliable. Some days you're pumped and ready to take on the world. Other days, you just want to stay in bed and forget about everything. That's why discipline is what truly drives success. Motivation is a feeling, and feelings can come and go. Discipline, on the other hand, is a commitment. It's the decision to keep going even when you don't feel like it. It's about showing up every day, no matter how you feel, and doing the work. And here's the best part: discipline doesn't require perfection. It just requires consistency. You don't have to get everything right all the time. You don't have to be perfect every day. But you do have to keep going. You do have to commit to your routines, even when it's tough, and you do have to stick with it long enough to see results. The key to building discipline is starting small. A lot of people make the mistake of trying to change everything at once. They set huge, unrealistic goals and then burn out when they don't see results right away. But the truth is, small habits build over time. If you try to make too many changes at once, you're setting yourself up for failure. But if you focus on one small habit, just one thing that you can commit to consistently, you'll begin to build the foundation of discipline that will support every other change you want to make in your life. Let me give you an example. Let's say your goal is to get in better shape. If you try to go from zero to a full workout routine overnight, you're likely to fail. But if you commit to something small, like working out for just 10 minutes a day, that's something you can actually do. And once you make that small commitment and stick with it, you'll start to build momentum. And then, over time, those 10 minutes can turn into 30 minutes. And before you know it, you'll be working out consistently, not because you're motivated, but because it's become a part of your routine. That's the power of discipline. It's not about pushing yourself to do things you don't want to do. It's about making the right decisions every day, even when you don't feel like it. And as you build those habits, you'll start to see results. Now you may be thinking, okay, that sounds great, but how do I actually stick with it when it gets hard? Here's the secret. When you're building discipline, you have to make it easy for yourself to win. You have to set yourself up for success. This means eliminating distractions and making your goals as clear and simple as possible. When you make your habits easy to follow, you take away the friction that makes it harder to stay disciplined. For example, if your goal is to read more books, set yourself up for success by keeping the book right next to your bed. Make it easy for yourself to open it up as soon as you wake up. If you want to eat healthier, make sure you have healthy snacks ready to go in your kitchen. If you're trying to get up earlier in the morning, set your alarm across the room so that you have to physically get out of bed to turn it off. These small, simple actions make it easier to stick with your goals because you've removed the obstacles that could stand in your way. Discipline also requires a mindset shift. It's about seeing your goals as non-negotiable. When you commit to something, it becomes part of your identity. You don't just say, I'll try to work out today. You say, I'm the kind of person who works out every day. When you see yourself as someone who is disciplined, it becomes easier to make disciplined choices. You stop questioning whether you should stick to your routines, you just do it. And that's when the magic happens. But here's the real truth about discipline. Life is going to test you. There will be days when you're tired, when you're frustrated, when you just want to give up. And that's when discipline really kicks in. Discipline is what keeps you going when you don't feel like it. It's what pushes you to show up even when the odds are against you. And let me tell you something. Those days, the hard days, are the ones that matter the most. They're the ones that build your character. They're the ones that teach you what you're made of. And when you keep going on those days, you build a level of resilience and strength that will serve you for the rest of your life. One of the most powerful things about discipline is that it's contagious. When you commit to your goals and start making progress, others will take notice. Your discipline will inspire the people around you to be more disciplined in their own lives. And that's how you build momentum, not just for yourself, but for the people you influence as well. You don't need to wait for motivation to show up before you take action. You take action first, and that's when motivation starts to follow. So, how do you build discipline? Start small, make your goals clear, set yourself up for success. Commit to your routines every single day. And most importantly, keep going, even when it gets hard. Discipline is the key to unlocking your potential and achieving the success you've always dreamed of. It's not about being perfect, it's about being consistent. And once you start building that discipline, you'll be amazed at what you can accomplish. You've got this. Just keep showing up. Keep doing the work. And trust that every small step you take is moving you closer to the life you want. Chapter 7. Overcoming self-doubt. Trusting yourself in uncertain times. Building confidence isn't something that happens overnight. It's not a magic switch that you can flip with a snap of your fingers. No, it's about growth. It's about investing in yourself each and every day. And I want you to understand this. Confidence is not about being perfect, it's about trust. It's about trusting yourself to show up, to do the work, and to get back up every time you fall. It's about the quiet assurance that you can handle whatever comes your way. Confidence is a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. Now, let me tell you something that might surprise you. Confidence isn't something you're born with. It's not something that some people have and others don't. Confidence is something you develop. It's something you create with your actions. Your thoughts, your beliefs, and your behaviors all play a role in building that unshakable belief in yourself, and you're capable of doing it. But here's the key: confidence doesn't mean never feeling fear. It doesn't mean you won't have doubts, moments when you question your abilities. What it means is that despite those fears, despite those doubts, you continue. You move forward anyway. It's about knowing that no matter what, you have the ability to figure things out. And more importantly, you have the power to choose how you respond to the challenges that come your way. Because here's the thing: life is going to throw challenges at you. You're going to face setbacks, obstacles, and moments when it feels like everything is falling apart. But in those moments, your confidence is what's going to keep you going. It's not about waiting for things to be perfect. It's not about waiting for the stars to align. Confidence is what drives you to move even when things don't go according to plan. It's what keeps you going when the odds are stacked against you. But the real question is, how do you build that kind of confidence? How do you develop that deep, unshakable belief in yourself that no matter what happens, you know you'll be okay? The first thing you need to understand is that confidence isn't something that comes from external validation. It doesn't come from other people telling you how great you are or waiting for a pat on the back. Confidence comes from within. It's the inner knowing that you are capable, that you can handle whatever comes your way, and that you're worthy of success. You build confidence by doing the things that scare you. That's right, the very things that make you nervous, the things that push you outside your comfort zone. Those are the things you need to face head on. Because every time you push through fear, you prove to yourself that you are stronger than you thought. You show yourself that you can handle more than you ever imagined. And when you do that, your confidence grows. Each step forward is a victory. Each moment of discomfort is a building block of your confidence. Let me tell you a story. When I first started speaking, I was nervous, terrified even. I remember standing in front of an audience, my heart pounding, my palms sweating. I was afraid of failing. I was afraid of not being good enough. But I didn't let that stop me. I kept showing up. I kept putting in the work, day after day. And each time I stepped on that stage, I gained a little more confidence. Not because I was perfect, but because I trusted myself enough to keep going. I knew that even if I made a mistake, it wouldn't define me. I knew that no matter what happened, I had the ability to bounce back and keep moving forward. And that's the essence of confidence. It's about doing it anyway. It's about putting yourself out there, even when you're scared. It's about stepping into the unknown with the belief that you'll figure it out as you go. Because here's the truth: you can't control everything. You can't control the outcome of every situation. But you can control how you show up. You can control how you respond to challenges. You can control how much effort you put into your growth. So, how do you build that unshakable belief in yourself? It starts with small actions. It starts with doing things that scare you, even if they're just tiny steps forward. Maybe it's speaking up in a meeting when you'd normally stay quiet. Maybe it's starting that project you've been putting off. Maybe it's facing a fear that's been holding you back for years. Whatever it is, take that step. And when you do, acknowledge the courage it took to do it. Celebrate that small victory. because every step forward is a win. And don't forget this, failure is part of the process. You can't build confidence without embracing failure. I want you to remember something important. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of success. Every successful person has failed at some point. They've faced rejection. They've experienced disappointment. But they didn't let that stop them. They used those failures as stepping stones. They learned from them, adjusted, and kept going. Failure doesn't diminish your confidence. It builds it. It shows you that you can take risks, you can bounce back, and you can keep moving forward. The more you challenge yourself, the more you grow. And the more you grow, the more confident you become. Confidence isn't about never feeling fear. It's about feeling the fear and doing it anyway. It's about showing up every day, knowing that you have what it takes, and trusting that even when things don't go perfectly, you'll be okay. Confidence comes from within, and the more you trust yourself, the more you believe in your ability to handle whatever life throws your way. When you start building that kind of confidence, something incredible happens. You begin to take on bigger challenges. You start to aim higher. You begin to see yourself not as someone who's limited by fear and self-doubt, but as someone who's capable of achieving greatness. And that's when things start to shift. When you believe in yourself, the world starts to respond differently to you. Opportunities come your way. You begin to attract the right people into your life. And most importantly, you start to realize that you are the one who holds the key to your success. So today, I want you to make a commitment. I want you to commit to taking one step forward, no matter how small, in building your confidence. You don't need to have it all figured out right now. You don't need to be perfect. Just take one step, and then another, and keep going. Because that's how you build unshakable confidence, through action, through perseverance, and through the belief that you are capable of anything you set your mind to. You've got this. Keep moving forward and watch your confidence grow. Chapter 8. Embrace change. Letting go of the old to make space for the new. Change is inevitable. It's part of life. Whether you're ready for it or not, change will come. But here's the thing, while change can be daunting, it's also the very thing that propels us forward. Without change, we'd be stuck in the same place, the same routine, the same old patterns. And let me tell you, that's not where growth happens. Growth happens when you embrace the new, the unfamiliar, the uncomfortable. Growth happens when you choose to leave behind what no longer serves you and step into something greater, something better. You see, letting go of the old is not a loss. It's a gain. It's a step toward becoming who you were always meant to be. Think about it. Every single day, you're presented with opportunities to change, to let go of old habits that are holding you back, to release beliefs that are limiting your potential, to break free from relationships or situations that drain your energy. And yet, so many of us resist change. We cling to what's familiar, even if it's not serving us. We fear the unknown. We worry about what might happen if we take that first step towards something different. But here's the truth. You can't grow without change. You can't evolve into the person you're meant to be if you keep holding on to the past. Now I know change can feel uncomfortable. It's scary. It requires stepping out of your comfort zone. And let's face it, that's not easy. But you know what? It's also necessary. It's necessary if you want to move forward in life, if you want to reach your full potential, if you want to live a life that feels aligned with your true self. And if you're watching this, I know that's what you want. You want more. You want to grow. You want to step into the best version of yourself. And the first step in that process is embracing change. I get it. You might be thinking, but what if I fail? What if things don't turn out the way I hope? And I want to tell you right now, those fears are natural. Change brings uncertainty, and uncertainty brings fear. But it's in those moments of fear that you find your true strength. It's in those moments of discomfort that you discover what you're truly capable of. If you can push through the fear, if you can embrace the unknown, you'll come out the other side, stronger, wiser, and more confident than ever before. Think about it. Every person who has ever accomplished anything great in this world has had to face change. They've had to let go of the old and step into the new. They've had to take risks, make tough decisions, and move forward even when the path wasn't clear. And guess what? You can do the same. You have the same strength inside of you. You have the same ability to adapt, to learn, to grow. You just have to decide that you're ready for it. When you embrace change, you begin to see things differently. You start to understand that the end of one chapter is simply the beginning of the next. You realize that letting go of something that no longer serves you isn't a loss, it's an opportunity for something better. And that's where the magic happens. The magic happens when you stop resisting change and start welcoming it with open arms. When you start to trust that the changes happening in your life are leading you to where you're meant to be. Now, let's talk about how you can start embracing change today. The first step is acknowledging that change is a natural part of life. It's not something to fear, but something to accept. It's part of the process of becoming the person you're meant to be. And once you accept that, the next step is to look at the areas of your life where you're holding on too tightly. Where are you resisting change? Where are you staying stuck in old habits, old beliefs, or old situations? Take a moment to reflect on that. It might be uncomfortable, but it's necessary. Once you've identified those areas, it's time to take action. Let go of what no longer serves you. That might mean letting go of a relationship that's draining your energy. It might mean letting go of a job that's no longer fulfilling. It might mean letting go of old patterns of thinking that are keeping you stuck. Whatever it is, take the first step toward releasing it. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. Even if it feels small, even if it feels scary, take that first step. Remember, change doesn't happen overnight. It's a process, it takes time, and it requires patience. But here's the beauty of it. Every step you take, no matter how small, is a step closer to the person you're becoming. Every time you let go of something that's no longer serving you, you make space for something better. And when you make space for something better, you invite growth, opportunity, and abundance into your life. Let's take a moment to talk about the power of letting go. Because when you let go, you're not just releasing the old, you're also creating space for new opportunities to enter your life. You're creating room for new ideas, new people, new experiences. And that's when the magic happens. That's when you start to attract the things you've been waiting for. When you let go of what no longer serves you, you make room for what's meant for you. And trust me, what's meant for you will always find its way to you. It might not happen on your timeline, but it will happen. The universe has a way of aligning things in your favor when you're willing to let go of the old and make room for the new. Now, I want you to think about something for a moment. What's one thing in your life that you've been holding on to that's no longer serving you? What's one thing that you've been resisting letting go of even though deep down you know it's time? I want you to make a commitment to yourself right now, to let go of that thing, to release it once and for all. It's not going to be easy, and it might feel uncomfortable, but I promise you, it's worth it. Because when you let go of the old, you're opening yourself up to a world of new possibilities. You're stepping into the unknown, and that's where growth happens. So here's what I want you to remember. Change is not something to fear, it's something to embrace. It's something to celebrate. Because without change, there is no growth. Without change, there is no transformation. And without change, you'll never become the person you were always meant to be. So start today. Start embracing change. Start letting go of what no longer serves you, and get ready for the amazing things that are waiting for you on the other side. You've got this. Chapter 9. Confidence on Demand. Building unshakable belief in yourself. Confidence doesn't come from just looking good or having the right things. True confidence comes from within, from understanding your own worth and standing tall in the face of challenges. It's not something you can fake, and it's not something that comes easily to everyone. But the good news is, it can be built. Confidence is something you can grow, nurture, and develop every single day, regardless of where you start from. It's about feeling certain in who you are and what you're capable of. It's about trusting yourself in any situation, knowing that no matter what happens, you have the strength and resilience to handle it. This is the kind of confidence that lasts. We all have moments where we doubt ourselves. It's normal, but what sets the truly confident apart is how they respond to those moments. They don't let self-doubt take over. Instead, they face it, acknowledge it, and move forward with the certainty that they have what it takes. This isn't magic. It's a mindset. It's a commitment to believing in your own abilities and making decisions based on that belief. The people who seem to have unshakable confidence are not immune to self-doubt. They just choose to act despite it. Now, confidence is a muscle. Like any muscle, it needs to be exercised regularly. You don't just wake up one day and suddenly feel confident all the time. It's a process. It's a series of small actions and decisions that build upon one another until one day you look up and realize that you've become the person you always wished you could be. And here's the thing, confidence isn't about being perfect. It's not about never making mistakes. Confidence is about trusting yourself enough to know that even if you fail, you'll learn from it and keep going. You see, self-belief doesn't come from having everything figured out. It comes from the belief that no matter how many times you fall, you'll always get back up. And that's the foundation of real confidence, the ability to keep going, even when it feels like everything is falling apart. It's about showing up every day, even when you feel like you're not enough, because you know that with time, with effort, with consistency, you'll get better. This is where true confidence lies, in persistence. It's in knowing that you are capable, regardless of what's happening around you. So how do you build this kind of confidence? It starts with one simple step, deciding to trust yourself. It sounds simple, but it's not always easy. Trusting yourself means taking risks, making decisions, and following through with them, even when you're unsure. It means not waiting for external validation to feel good about your choices. It means stopping the cycle of second-guessing and starting to believe that your instincts are enough. Your gut, your intuition, and your heart are all powerful guides, but they need to be trusted and listened to. Here's the thing, no one else can give you the confidence you need. Sure, other people can offer support, encouragement, and positive feedback, but at the end of the day, it's you who has to believe in yourself. You have to believe that you are worthy of success, happiness, and everything you dream of. No one else can give you that. You have to take it. You have to take ownership of your life, your choices, and your worth. But here's the beauty of it. Once you start trusting yourself, once you start showing up for yourself, you'll start to notice a shift. It's like a snowball effect. The more you trust yourself, the more confident you become. The more you act with confidence, the more others will begin to see you that way too. It's a feedback loop. Confidence builds upon itself, and before you know it, you'll be standing tall in the face of any challenge that comes your way. Let's talk about something really important when it comes to building unshakable confidence: your self-talk. The way you speak to yourself has a direct impact on how confident you feel. If you're constantly putting yourself down, doubting your abilities, and thinking you're not good enough, then you're not giving yourself the chance to build confidence. But if you start changing the way you talk to yourself, if you start encouraging yourself, cheering yourself on, and believing in your potential, you'll start to see a real change. Imagine this for a moment. Instead of telling yourself, "I can't do this," you start saying, "I can do this, and I will figure it out." Instead of saying, "I'm not good enough," you say, "I am enough, and I'm constantly growing and improving." That simple shift in your self-talk can make all the difference. It's like a light turning on inside you, giving you the power to take action, even when things feel uncertain. When you believe in yourself, others will start to believe in you too. But it's not just about talking the talk, it's about walking the walk too. Confidence comes from your actions. The more you take action, the more you prove to yourself that you are capable, and the more confident you become. It's about showing up, even when you don't feel ready, even when you don't feel perfect, and doing what needs to be done. Every time you take a step, no matter how small, you're reinforcing the belief that you can do this. And over time, this will become ingrained in your mind and in your body. If you're still doubting your ability to build this kind of unshakable confidence, think about the times you've already shown courage and strength in the past. Remember a moment when you stepped out of your comfort zone and did something you weren't sure you could do, but you did it anyway. Maybe it was speaking in front of a group, maybe it was starting a new project, or maybe it was standing up for yourself when it was hard. Those moments are proof that you are capable of far more than you realize. And if you did it once, you can do it again. The more you take these courageous steps, the more confident you'll feel. Confidence doesn't come from external achievements, it comes from internal validation. It comes from knowing, deep in your soul, that you are worthy of everything you desire. It comes from being unapologetically yourself, without needing approval from others. It comes from being at peace with who you are, flaws and all. The more you learn to accept yourself, the more confidence you will have. When you stop seeking validation from outside sources and start seeking it from within, you unlock the true power of confidence. I want you to remember that you are enough. Right here, right now, you are enough. Right here, right now, you are enough. You don't need to change, to be better, to do more in order to be worthy of confidence. You are worthy simply because you exist. The more you believe this, the more you will see the world around you begin to reflect that belief. When you carry yourself with confidence, the world responds to you differently. People will respect you more, opportunities will open up for you, and your life will begin to shift in ways you never imagined. So step into your power, stand tall, walk with purpose, and trust in your ability to succeed. The world is waiting for you to show up as the confident, powerful person you were always meant to be. You've got this. Chapter 10. Your ongoing evolution. Rebuilding is a lifelong commitment. Success isn't reserved for the lucky few. It isn't something that you either have or you don't. Success is a mindset, and it's something you can develop, build, and create for yourself through daily actions. It's about understanding that every small decision, every step you take toward your goals, is a brick that builds the foundation for your future. You don't wake up one day successful. You wake up every day and make choices that lead you there. You take action consistently, even when it's tough, and even when the world tells you it's too hard. Because the truth is, success is hard, but it's not impossible. And it's not a secret that only a few people are allowed to access. It's available to anyone who is willing to work for it. The path to success is not glamorous. It's not a straight line, and it's certainly not always easy. But every challenge you face, every obstacle that gets in your way, is just a part of the process. It's a test of your commitment, your resolve, and your ability to keep moving forward no matter what. It's easy to look at someone who's successful and think that they have it all together, that they somehow skipped over the hard part, but they didn't. What you don't see is the late nights, the sacrifices, the failures they've faced along the way. What you don't see is the mindset they've developed, the belief that no matter how many times they fall, they'll always get back up. Building success isn't about trying to be perfect. It's not about having every piece of your life in perfect order. It's about showing up consistently and doing the work. It's about taking those small steps, day by day, and continuing to push forward even when you don't feel like it. Because those steps, those seemingly insignificant actions, are the building blocks that turn into something much bigger. Over time they add up. The small things you do today will lead to the big successes of tomorrow. Every day is an opportunity to get closer to where you want to be. And the more you show up for yourself, the more you demonstrate your commitment to your goals, the more momentum you build. Momentum is one of the most powerful forces in the world of success. When you start taking action, even in the smallest of ways, you begin to gain momentum. And momentum can carry you through even the toughest of times. What often holds people back from success is fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of not being good enough. But what if you flipped the script on fear? What if, instead of seeing it as something to be afraid of, you saw it as a sign that you're on the right path? Fear is not the enemy. In fact, fear can be one of your greatest allies. It means that you're pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. It means that you're doing something new, something that challenges you. And that's exactly where growth happens. Fear doesn't mean stop. It means keep going. The only way to truly grow is by stepping into the fear and doing the thing you're afraid of anyway. Every time you face that fear and move through it, you gain confidence, experience, and strength. And every time you conquer that fear, you take another step closer to success. One of the keys to success is also understanding that it's okay to fail. In fact, failure is a necessary part of the process. Every successful person has failed at some point in their journey. They didn't get to where they are by being perfect. They got there by learning from their mistakes, by using failure as a lesson, not as a reason to quit. Failure is simply feedback. It tells you what's working and what isn't. It shows you where you need to adjust, improve, or try a different approach. The people who succeed don't let failure define them. They let it refine them. They take what they can from the experience and use it to fuel their next move. It's also important to remember that success doesn't happen in isolation. You can't do everything on your own, and you don't have to. Building success means surrounding yourself with people who lift you up, challenge you, and support you. These are the people who will push you to be better, who will help you when you're struggling, and who will celebrate your wins with you. But you have to be intentional about the people you allow into your life. You need to surround yourself with people who inspire you, who believe in your potential, and who hold you accountable. Success is a team effort, even if you're the one doing the work. You can't carry the weight of the world on your own. The right people will help lighten the load and make the journey easier. Building success is also about making decisions. Every day, you make hundreds of decisions, some big, some small, but they all matter. The decisions you make today will affect the life you live tomorrow. And the key to making good decisions is to trust yourself. It's easy to look for validation from others, to let the opinions of others dictate your choices. But if you want to succeed, you need to trust your instincts, your vision, and your goals. You need to decide, with confidence, what you want out of life, and then take the actions that align with that vision. Trust that you have the ability to make the right decisions, even when it's difficult. Trust that even if you make a mistake, you can learn from it and keep moving forward. Success doesn't just happen by chance. It's not something that you get lucky enough to stumble upon. It's the result of hard work, perseverance, and a mindset that refuses to quit. Success is built, piece by piece, day by day. It's about choosing to show up, even when things aren't going the way you planned. It's about being resilient, about believing in yourself, even when no one else does. It's about taking action, no matter how small, and knowing that those actions add up over time. Every step you take, every action you make, is a brick in the foundation of your success. Don't underestimate the power of small actions. Don't think that your efforts aren't making a difference just because you don't see instant results. The compound effect is real. Small actions, repeated consistently,